You know that moment when your entire life explodes in front of 200 people and you're just standing there, like you're watching it happen to someone else? Yeah, that was me 6 months ago. I'm Maya. I'm 32, I work in digital marketing, and I thought I had it all figured out. Thought I knew exactly who I was marrying. Thought I knew what love looked like. Turns out, I didn't know a damn thing. This is the story of how my ex-fiancé, tried to destroy me in the most public, humiliating way possible, and how I turned his entire world upside down with 3 words in a secret he never saw coming. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me take you back to where it really started. 6 months before the wedding. Picture this. Brooklyn brownstone, Sunday brunch, mimosas, the whole aesthetic. That's where I met him. Him being Connor Hayes, 6'2", sandy blonde hair, worked in investment banking, had that whole I Summer in the Hamptons vibe going on. And me? I'm this girl from Detroit who put herself through college, built a career from scratch, and honestly never thought I'd be sitting across from a guy like that. But here's the thing. Connor wasn't like I expected. He was funny, he listened, he asked about my day, and actually cared. Or at least that's what I thought. "So what do you do?" he'd asked that first day, leaning forward like I was the most interesting person in the room. "Digital marketing," I said. "I run campaigns for small businesses, help them grow their online presence." "That's amazing. You're basically making dreams happen." I laughed. "I mean, I guess you could put it like that." "No, seriously." He touched my hand then. "You're creating something. That's real." Hook, line, sinker. We dated for 8 months before he proposed. And let me tell you, when Connor Hayes proposed, he didn't half-ass it. Private rooftop in Manhattan, string quartet, roses, the works. He got down on one knee and said, "Maya Rodriguez, you are the most genuine, brilliant, beautiful person I've ever met. Will you marry me?" I said yes, obviously. My best friend Jasmine was the first person I called. "Girl, what?" she screamed through the phone. "Connor Hayes? Investment banker Connor, the one you said was probably out of your league?" I know, I laughed, staring at the ring. It was gorgeous. Art Deco style, vintage, unique, just like he knew I'd want. "Jazz, I think this is it. Like, it. I'm so happy for you, babe. You deserve this." But there was something in her voice, just a tiny hesitation. I should have caught it then. Wedding planning started immediately. My mom flew in from Detroit. Connor's parents, Margaret and William Hayes III, hosted an engagement party at their estate in Connecticut. And let me tell you about the Hayes family. They were money, like old money. Country club memberships passed down through generations money. The kind of family that had portraits of ancestors hanging in actual museums. The engagement party was the first time I really met them. I wore this dress I'd spent 3 weeks picking out, practiced my handshake, prepared small talk topics. Connor's mom, Margaret, greeted me at the door. "Maya, how lovely." Her eyes did this thing, swept over me from head to toe in like 2 seconds. "Connor's told us so much about you." "All good things, I hope?" I said, trying to smile warmly. She turned away. "Come in. We're just finishing cocktails." His dad was worse. He shook my hand without really looking at me, then immediately turned to Connor. "Son, we need to discuss the trust fund paperwork." "Dad, later." "These things have timelines, Connor." I felt invisible, like I was standing right there, but also not. The party went on like that. Connor's friends from Yale, his sister Ainsley, who looked at me like I was wearing last season's shoes, family friends who asked me questions that felt more like interrogations. "So, where did you go to school again?" "Wayne State, in Detroit." "Oh, I see." Pause. "And your parents? What do they do?" "My dad's a mechanic, my mom's a nurse." More pauses, more tight smiles. Connor found me later, hiding near the dessert table. "Hey, you okay?" "Yeah, I'm fine." They take time to warm up. Don't worry about it." But I did worry about it, because over the next few months as we planned this wedding, I started noticing things. Like how Connor would suddenly need to check his phone whenever I talked about my family, or how he had suggested we have the wedding in Connecticut instead of Detroit, because it's more central. Babe, what aesthetic? It's our wedding. I know, I just want it to be perfect for both of us. Red flag number 73. But I was in love. Or what I thought was love. Jasmine came up to visit 6 weeks before the wedding. We got drinks at this little bar in the West Village, and she just looked at me for a long time. "What?" I said. "Girl, are you happy?" "Of course I'm happy. I'm getting married." That's not what I asked. I took a long sip of my wine. "Jazz, it's just stress. Wedding planning is hard." She didn't believe me. "Maya, I've known you since freshman year, and right now, you look like you're trying to convince yourself of something. I'm not... Does he make you laugh? Does he make you feel like you? Or do you feel like you're constantly trying to be someone else?" I didn't answer, because I couldn't. 3 weeks before the wedding, everything changed. I was at Connor's apartment, well, our apartment now, technically, though I'd only just moved my stuff in. He was in the shower, and his phone buzzed on the counter. I wasn't trying to snoop, I swear, but the screen lit up, and I saw it. A text from his sister Ainsley. "Did you tell her yet? You can't keep putting this off." My stomach dropped. Tell me what? I stood there, phone in hand, having a full internal crisis. Do I look? Do I not look? This is his privacy, but also, we're about to get married. Shouldn't there be no secrets? I looked. I scrolled up through the conversation, and what I found made my blood run cold. Connor, 3 days ago. I don't know how to tell her. She's going to freak out. Ainsley. She should. This is insane. Mom and Dad are going to disown you. Connor. They already threatened to. That's why I need more time. Ainsley. Time for what? You either cancel the wedding or you deal with the consequences. You can't have both, Connor. I'm figuring it out. Just trust me. I have a plan. I must have read those messages 10 times. My hands were shaking so badly I almost dropped the phone. What plan? Cancel the wedding? What the hell was going on? The shower turned off. I put the phone back, sat on the couch, tried to look normal, tried to breathe. Connor came out in a towel, smiled at me. Hey, babe, didn't hear you come in. Yeah, just got here. My voice sounded strangled. Hey, can I ask you something? Sure. Is everything okay with us? He froze for just a second, just a microsecond, but I saw it. Of course, why? I don't know, you've just seemed stressed. And your family? My family loves you, he lied. Don't worry about them. Connor, seriously, if there's something... Maya, he sat down next to me, took my hands. I love you. We're getting married in 3 weeks. Everything is perfect, okay? I wanted to believe him. God, I wanted to believe him so badly. Okay, I whispered. But it wasn't okay, and I knew it. I called Jasmine that night. Something's wrong. What happened? I saw texts between Connor and his sister. They were talking about canceling the wedding, about him needing to tell me something, and his parents might disown him? What the actual F? Maya, you need to confront him. I tried. He just deflected, said everything's fine. Then dig deeper. Check the apartment. Check his computer. Something's going on, and you need to know what it is before you walk down that aisle. She was right, but the thought of it made me sick. Over the next week, I became someone I hated. I checked his phone when he was sleeping, looked through his laptop, even called his mom pretending to ask about wedding details, trying to feel out what was happening. And then, 10 days before the wedding, I found it. a folder on his computer labeled Trust Fund Documentation. Inside, legal papers, emails with lawyers, and one document that made everything click into place. Prenuptial agreement, conditional inheritance clause. I read it 3 times before I understood. Connor's trust fund, $35 million, had a condition. He could only access it if he married someone from a pre-approved list of families in their social circle, their tax bracket, their class. And I wasn't on that list. The emails spelled it out. His parents had threatened to cut him off entirely if he married me, so Connor gone to lawyers trying to find a loophole, trying to figure out how to have his cake and eat it too. But here's the real kicker. There were emails from 2 weeks ago. Connor, to his lawyer, "We're going with Plan B. I'll go through with the wedding, but execute the termination clause at the ceremony. Public announcement, immediate annulment proceedings. The optics will satisfy my parents, and I'll maintain access to the trust." Understood. I'll have the papers ready. The termination clause. He was going to cancel our wedding at the ceremony, in front of everyone. He wasn't having cold feet. He wasn't scared. He was using me. The whole thing, our relationship, the proposal, the planning, it was all a show for his parents to prove he'd tried to rebel before coming back to their world. And the public humiliation, that was the price I'd pay for not being good enough. I sat at his desk, staring at that screen, and something inside me just broke open. Not broke down, broke open. I didn't cry. That's the weird part. I thought I would just collapse, sob, call off everything. But instead, I got very, very calm. And I started planning. First call, Jasmine. I told her everything. "That motherfucker," she breathed. "Maya, I'm so sorry. We'll cancel everything. You don't have to go through—" "No," I said. "We're not canceling." "What?" He wants a public spectacle? He wants to humiliate me in front of everyone I know? Then that's exactly what he's going to get. But not the way he planned. Girl, what are you talking about? I'm going to that wedding, and I'm going to destroy him. Over the next 9 days, I became a woman on a mission. I contacted a lawyer of my own, a really good one, recommended by a friend in the industry. I showed her everything I'd found. "This is wow," she said, reading the emails. "Okay, so what do you want?" "I want him to regret ever messing with me." She smiled. "I can work with that." We built a case. Fraud, intentional infliction of emotional distress, breach of promise, and here's the beautiful part. Because Connor had put so much in writing, trying to document everything for his own legal protection, he'd basically handed me a roadmap to take him down. But the legal stuff was just the foundation. I needed more. I called in favors. Remember how I said I work in digital marketing? Well, I'm really good at it. I know how to craft a message, how to tell a story, how to go viral. I reached out to every single person on Connor's guest list who I'd actually connected with, people who'd rolled their eyes at his family's pretension, old friends he'd grown distant from, even a few of his coworkers who'd made comments about how Connor's changed since dating me. And then I made a documentary. Not like a fancy professional thing, just me in my apartment telling my story. The whole story. How we met, the red flags I'd ignored, the discovery, the emails, everything. I didn't name Connor in the video. Didn't have to. I just told my truth. Jasmine helped me edit it. We worked through the night, 3 days before the wedding. When we finished, she looked at me. "You sure about this?" I've never been more sure about anything. It's going to explode, like nuclear-level explosion. Good. The day before the wedding, I went to the venue with my family. My mom took one look at me and said, "Mija, you've been crying." "I'm fine, Mama." "You're not fine. You look like you're going to war." I smiled. Maybe I am. My dad pulled me aside. Maya, you don't have to do this. Whatever's happening, we support you. You can walk away right now. I hugged him. I love you, Dad, but I'm not walking away. Not this time. That night, I stayed at a hotel. Jasmine stayed with me. We ordered room service, drank champagne, and she did my nails. You're incredibly brave, she said quietly. You know that, right? I don't feel brave. I feel terrified. That's what brave is, being terrified and doing it anyway. At midnight, I scheduled the video to post at noon the next day, right in the middle of the ceremony. Then, I went to sleep. Somehow. The day of the wedding was beautiful. Perfect blue sky, late September sunshine, leaves just starting to turn. The venue was this historic estate in Connecticut, all rolling lawns and white columns. I got ready in a suite with my mom, my sister, and Jasmine. The dress was stunning, exactly what I'd wanted. Lace, vintage-inspired, fitted. My mom kept looking at me like she wanted to say something. Finally, it's not too late. Mama, I'm doing this. Okay, mija, okay. Guests arrived. 200 people, the Hayes family's entire social circle. My family and friends looking a little out of place among the country club crowd. Connor's Yale friends, business associates, everyone who was anyone. I could hear the murmur of the crowd as I waited to walk down the aisle. Someone was playing classical guitar. It was all very tasteful, very elegant, very much about to become the scandal of the century. At 11:55, I walked out. My dad took my arm, looked at me with concern. You sure, sweetheart? I'm sure. We started down the aisle. Everyone stood. I could see Connor at the altar, looking nervous but composed, his best man beside him, the officiant with his little book, and I could see in the front row Margaret Hayes, wearing her pearls and her judgment. I reached the altar. Connor took my hands. He was sweating. The officiant began, Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today. Standard ceremony stuff. Readings, a song, more readings. Connor and I had written our own vows, but there was traditional stuff first. At 12:03, phones started buzzing. Just a few at first, in the back rows, people trying to discreetly check. Then more, a ripple of movement through the crowd. Connor didn't notice. He was too focused on getting through this. But I noticed, and I waited. At 12:08, the officiant said, and now Connor Hayes has prepared his own vows. This was it. This was when he'd planned to do it. Cancel everything, humiliate me, tell everyone he couldn't go through with it. Connor took a deep breath, pulled out a piece of paper from his pocket. Maya, he began, when I met you, actually, I have something to say first. He blinked. What? I have something to say. I turned to face the crowd, looked directly at his parents. Thank you all for coming today. I know many of you traveled far to be here, and I'm sorry to say that this wedding isn't going to happen. Gasps. Literal gasps. Connor's face went white. Maya, what are you... You see, I found out something interesting about my fiancé, or should I say, ex-fiancé. More phone buzzing. People were looking at their screens, then up at me, then back at their screens. I found out, I continued, my voice steady, that Connor here had no intention of actually marrying me, that this whole thing, our entire relationship, was a performance, a show, to try to access his trust fund while still being able to claim he tried to marry out of his class. Margaret Hayes stood up. That is a lie. Is it? I pulled out my own phone because I have emails, legal documents, texts, all of it. And about 8 minutes ago, I posted the whole story online with receipts. The phone buzzing became a roar. Connor grabbed my arm. Maya, stop. You don't what? Don't tell the truth? Don't embarrass you in front of your family and friends like you were planning to do to me? I yanked my arm away. You know what the saddest part is? I really loved you. I thought we were building something real. We were. His voice cracked. Maya, I do love you. You just loved your money more. I turned back to the crowd. So here's what's going to happen. I'm walking out of here. You all can stay, enjoy the reception. The food's already paid for. Shame to waste it. But I'm done. I started down the aisle. Maya, wait! Connor's voice behind me. You can't just... I'll lose everything. I stopped, turned, looked at him. I know, I said. That's the point. And I walked out. So here's what happened after. The video went viral, like millions of views viral. People were sharing it, commenting, turning it into memes. Connor's face became synonymous with entitled rich jerks. The Hayes family name, which had been pristine for generations, was suddenly a punchline. Connor's parents did cut him off, not because he didn't marry someone from their approved list, but because the scandal damaged their reputation. They blamed him for not handling it better. He lost his job. Turns out being the face of a viral humiliation campaign isn't great for investment banking. My lawyer took him to court. We settled for an undisclosed amount. Let's just say I'm comfortable now. But here's the twist nobody saw coming. 2 months after the wedding that wasn't, I got a call. Unknown number. Hello? Hi, is this Maya Rodriguez? Who's asking? My name is Charlotte Bingham. I'm a literary agent. I represent several best-selling authors, and I was wondering if you'd be interested in turning your story into a book. A book? She wanted me to write a book? I don't know. I've never written anything. You wrote that video. You told your story. That's writing. And people want to hear more. They want the full story, the details you couldn't fit into 20 minutes. I thought about it for exactly 3 seconds. Yes, let's do it. The book came out 4 months ago. It's a bestseller. I've been on morning shows, podcasts, everything. My story resonated with people, women especially, who felt dismissed, used, or made to feel not good enough. I started a business too, consulting for women who want to protect themselves in relationships with financial power imbalances, how to spot flags, how to document, how to be prepared. As for Connor, last I heard, he's working at a startup in Austin, trying to rebuild his life. His family won't speak to him. Most of his old friends ditched him. Part of me, a tiny part, feels bad for him. He was raised in that toxic environment, taught that money and status mattered more than people. But mostly, I don't think about him at all. I'm too busy building the life I actually want. No pretending, no trying to fit into someone else's world. Just me doing my thing on my terms. Jasmine moved in with me last month. We got an apartment in Brooklyn, adopted a cat named Justice, her idea, and we laugh a lot. You know what's wild? She said last week as we sat on the couch with wine and trashy reality TV. What? He really thought he could break you, like that was his whole plan. Public humiliation would just destroy you and he'd walk away clean. I know. But instead, you took that moment, the worst moment of your life, and you turned it into power. That's some superhero shit, Maya. I laughed. I'm not a superhero. Girl, you literally saved yourself and became a best-selling author in the process. That's pretty damn super. Maybe she's right. Or maybe I just realized something important. Nobody gets to write my story but me. Not Connor, not his family, not society's expectations about who I should be or what I deserve. Just me. Oh, and one more thing. Last week, I got an invitation in the mail. Ainsley, Connor's sister, remember, is getting married, and she invited me. The note inside said, I know this is weird, but I wanted you to know you inspired me. I broke up with my fiancé after your wedding. He was exactly like Connor. Thank you for showing me what courage looks like. I might go, might not, but I'll decide on my own terms. Because that's the thing about having your world turned upside down. Sometimes you realize it needed to be. Sometimes you needed to break apart to discover who you really are underneath all the expectations and fear. Connor tried to break me in public. He wanted to shatter me in front of everyone I knew, humiliate me into silence. But what he didn't understand, what people like him never understand, is that when you've built yourself from nothing, when you've fought for every single thing you have, you don't break that easily. You bend, you adapt, you survive. And if you're really lucky, you come out stronger than before. That's my story. The wedding that wasn't, the humiliation that became liberation, the man who thought he could destroy me, and the woman who proved him wrong. I'm Maya Rodriguez, and I'm just getting started.